Lately I've been making these weird animations where I just take a face and I just have it morph through a whole bunch of different faces, and it's just like a fun loop. I started doing it as a way to try to get myself to come up with new ideas for how to stylize or like change the way I draw faces, or just like draw them in a new way, or like different features. So I figured if I started with some set parameters and then just tried to do as many iterations as I could, it would push me to come up with new ideas, and in turn would make a fun little looping animation. So I think what makes the animation part of it work so well is I try to anchor something. A few of them I've done just the eyes, or like eyes and part of the mouth, and it just has a fun effect as it loops through. Here, I'll show you a couple. Here's one, and here's another. And you can see they're kind of crazy, they're kind of fun. I got a bunch of questions and comments asking like how I'm doing it, and it's really pretty straightforward, but I thought in this video I would just walk through the process doing one of these from start to finish, and you know, maybe that's interesting. You could try your own if you want. Actually, a good way to do this if you wanted would be to take some elements from my character starter kit and then use that and then build some stuff around that. I didn't even think about that till just now. There's also a sampler, a free sampler for that character set that I will link in the description of this so that you could download that if you wanted to. But that's another tangent. Let me just let's get to my iPad and make something. Would it kill me to plan these things out at all?
No! No!
Let me get some coffee. Now I'm going to talk about the character things here. If you're using Adobe Fresco and you want to try this, you could do this in any frame-by-frame animation app. But since we talked about the character elements thing, if you go to the shapes here and you have my shapes pack, I'll show you. This is the sampler one. This is the free one that I will link below. But there's a whole one with like over 100 different things. But there's just features in here. So like this mouth, you got this mouth here. You could just fill that in, vector or pixel, whatever you want. So we got that mouth, and then let's say we wanted some eyes. Could go right here, put those in there, and then that could be your basis for the whole thing. Okay, let's delete that. Get out of here. So generally, I'll start with a face that I've already drawn. That's, for me, part of this is like trying to get through some sort of block or come up with new ideas. So if I just start with something that I already have, then I can use my creativity on the next part. So I got this pig face that I drew. Thought it was kind of funny, and it's nice and symmetrical, and that seems to work well for this kind of thing, especially because I like to use symmetry when I do this, just because it makes it faster, because I only have to draw half of it, but also it's like simplifying the process and letting me focus on characteristics, and I don't know. That's just one of the rules that I made up, I guess. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Because I want to keep something consistent on each one, I decided it would be this 2 circles for the eyeballs and then some of these teeth. Having this as something to like ground the whole thing is a way that I think will kind of pull it all together. At least that's the hope. As you can see here, this face on the top pretty much it does that. It's just the eyes are covered a little bit. But that's okay. You can cover them as long as the structure is still the same. And again, these are rules that I made up, so feel free to adapt these however you want to. So what I'm going to do is click on the animation thing, and then I'm going to make a new frame here, and I'm just going to turn the frames down to 1 so that's all I see. And we're going to go ahead and just start making the next frame. You'll notice that I keep the eyes and the piece of the mouth or whatever thing that I want to keep static on its own layer, and this just gives me some flexibility so that I don't have to keep redrawing it, and I can fill it in after the fact. So now I just sort of draw a new face. It's as simple as that. I do try to have it somewhat relate to what is already here so that it makes the animation a little bit more smooth. Okay, so with this new frame here, I got symmetry turned back on, and I'm just gonna start to draw a new face that has some sort of like relationship besides the main features to this one. And what I mean by that is just sort of not having it be completely different. So what I could do is like take these nostrils and like pull them down like this, so they're kind of starting where the bottom of the other one are. And then we could have like these lines come down like this. Maybe we can we could do that. I don't know. We're just feeling it out, seeing what happens. Like maybe this mouth is now a smile. Like that. We could just have this tongue. We could have the tongue pretty much stay the same if we wanted to. Okay, so try to not overthink things. Just keep moving. Make those pupils big. Why not? Maybe we will just have some like bigger eyebrows like this. Maybe these pig ears are starting to come down and they're like ears that are up high on the head. And then maybe we just come down here and put a little chin. I don't know. You have to not worry about it too much because they're gonna just be on the screen for a short amount of time. And we're just kind of experimenting and see, you know, maybe this dumb face will lead us to a more fun face on the next one. Sometimes you gotta get a dumb one to get to a good one. That's what I always say. Okay, so that face is something. I don't love it, but you don't know where it's gonna take us. So what I like to do to finish it up is come down to our starting the face, the eyes and the mouth, and then I'll just go load as selection, and then I can just come back up here and just fill that in. And then we've got that consistency. And then I'll make a new layer. And now we're here and we can use this as a new starting point. Actually, I'm gonna come back and fill that mouth in. So maybe we carry on and make this smile even more wild. Just a giant smile. Maybe we could have some cheeks come in, overlapping the eyes, and we can put some more teeth in. You know, you are not limited in the amount of teethuses that you can include in your illustration. You could put more in, you could limit it. Maybe because the mouth is so wide, we could do that thing where we've got like that, like the pit of the throat, down the hole down the throat, but then the other part is the mouth is so wide that you don't fully see it. And then like maybe this just becomes a butt chin because it's fun to draw with the symmetry. And we could have this come out. Maybe this is gonna start to curve over. Maybe these eyebrows that we drew set us up for like a Mickey Mouse type situation like this. Cause why not? Maybe we lean into that fully and we've got that. And then these ears come down here. Kind of look like a weird monkey or something. Then maybe these eyes are shooting up now. Maybe we could have some under eye bags like that. And then maybe the nose is, what are we gonna do with the nose this time? Maybe these are just lower now. And it's like it's just a gorilla nose. This is a gorilla now. So we can grab this stuff here, load as a selection, and then just fill that in. And now we got 3 faces. Boop, boop, boop. Let's do another one. See where it takes us. You know what I think I'll do is, so I don't have to keep turning this lower one on and off, I'll just lower the opacity on it so that it's there, but we know we have to fill it in if we have to fill it in. All right, so I'm thinking I'm gonna continue this trajectory of this thing, so it's almost like a devil lock, like the Misfits. And then maybe this nose can start to come back to be more of like a regular nose, like that. Maybe we'll have a little bit of nostril action going in so it doesn't completely disappear. Maybe we can turn this into some like silly lip situation. And the mouth maybe is a little bit smaller now. We got a little bit less teeth this time. Maybe a tongue comes back in. You know, you never know where this is going to take you. I'm going to pull this in closer. Like that. And maybe this is, I could have it just start to be more, maybe it is like hair. And maybe this is a Devil-lock situation. Devil-lock. Maybe we're drawing early Danzig from the Misfits. You may be thinking, I don't know what a Devil-lock is. That's like that, it's this iconic hairstyle with, you just have the hair coming down to a point in the middle, popularized by the Misfits punk band. And, you know, that's where it is. So maybe we're gonna have these eyes be angry, because Danzig's always angry.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He's like that. Maybe a little bit on the lower one too. And Danzig definitely has a butt chin, so we can push that butt chin even further. I didn't know we were, see, you don't know where it's gonna take you. You might end up drawing Danzig and not knowing it. Let's load that as a selection. Come back here. Fill it in. And we can fill that in, fill that in. There we are. The lips are weird. Danzig's not really a lip person, I don't think. Maybe he's got lips. I don't know. Hey, does that? Anyone? I was looking for a picture. Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and turn off the onion skins and just sort of look at what we've done. Let's just take it all in. We've got this dumb face. While I'm here, I'm gonna kind of maybe make some tweaks, like put that little chin thing in there. This is kind of a fun little guy here, right? I'm gonna color in these eyebrows. So we got that silly guy. Got that. We did that. I don't like that second one, but you know, it's about the journey. So we could, if we wanted to, if we do, I'm gonna play this and see where we are. It's going a little fast. I like to do these at like 8 or 10 frames per second. I feel like that's a little bit less chaotic. And you can see it's got like a weird kind of fun rhythm to it because the eyes and those teeth stay the same. And I like the way the eyes are going all over the place too. It's kind of fun. So I think one fun thing is the ears sort of go all the way down, but I think we can add a little bit more rhythm by trying to move the width in and out a little bit. So let's go ahead and do another one. Let's turn onion skins back on. Let's turn our eyes and mouth reference back on. One thing that I think is fun is to bring it to a skull at some point. You know, I can't resist a skull. We got a fun skull. What's gonna happen next? That's the real question. All right, let's do another one. because we want to loop back to this first one, what I like to do is duplicate this frame and drag it to the end, and then put a new frame in between. I can use the colored onion skin to like see the two different places and maybe sort of try to tie them together in some way so that the motion feels a little bit more fluid. Okay, so what can we do? Well, first thing is we can maybe start to flatten the top of this shape. Maybe these horns can start to come in like that, and then maybe these ears can just kind of come back. We're getting this like weird abstract shape, and maybe that'll inspire some sort of face. Maybe you can pull this mouth out like that. Maybe this part of the ear can kind of be like a cheekish line. We have some more teeth down there. So the noses are pretty much the same in terms of pig noses. This was very pig nose heavy drawing. So maybe we'll just kind of make it bigger like that, and we could do sort of like a halfway point between those two. And we're just putting a big brow line, multiples, like that. And this over here, I don't know. I think it's gonna be, maybe it could be like its hair. And it's got that hair too. And I don't know why, but you know, it's a style. You ever heard of style? You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was hoping that this one was gonna come out better than other ones that I had done, because I was trying to film it live, and I have done a few of these. But you know, I'm not sure I love it. Let's play it through. Sometimes the color will help bring it to life, but this might be my least favorite one yet. Listen, might scrap this one. This one may be a failure. Sometimes you have failures. Been a little while, but I'm back. I was rewatching what I recorded in the first half of this video, and I was a little negative. This was a failure. I thought that this was gonna turn into a hot mess, and I was just gonna throw the video away. But it turns out, when I went in and added color, it really brought it together, and I was pretty happy with the final results. I think I just needed a little distance to feel better about it. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes you just gotta step away from whatever you hate and then come back and look at it and be like, I hate you less. You know what I'm saying? Even though I thought I was gonna scrap it, I screen recorded the coloring process so that just in case it turned out okay, I would have what I needed to make the videos. I thought I would just talk quickly through my process for coloring this and why I made the decisions that I did loosely. Because this is a looping animation and oftentimes it's easiest to use a GIF, I wanted to go limited in color because that's a good way to keep the file size down. GIFs are based on flat color. They're limited to 256 colors, but the more colors that you add in, the bigger the file gets. Also, because I want this to sort of flow in a way that's a little bit fluid and looks natural, using minimal colors helps with that transition from one scene to the next. So I generally start with like one color and just spread it throughout, sort of the way I do with an illustration, where I just sort of like put it in different places to like get it balanced. But I'm thinking about how things are gonna change from one frame to the next. And, you know, thinking about how they'll move within the image a little bit as well as I can, just sort of trying to use the same palette throughout and have it feel like the colors have a little bit of a rhythm to them and how they show up within the animation. It's about feel, it's about vibes, it's just sort of figuring it out. Once I colored it all in and felt okay with it, felt like it needed something a little extra, so I went in with some halftone brushes and then just used some of the colors as halftones on other colors to get some variation, a little bit of detail, a little bit of texture. Sometimes if I'm not feeling great about something, I'll do things like this to spice it up a little bit for myself. And in this case, felt like it worked and really kind of pulled it all together. I think I still like it. We'll see how I feel in a little bit of time. You can let me know what you think. And if you're still here, this has been a long video, so I appreciate you so much. Let me know in the comments if you are still here at this point with the silliest emoticon face that you can find in there. Emoticon? Is that what it is? Is it an emoticon?
No.
Emoji? It's an emoji. It's an emoji. Right? It's an emoji. Do you want to watch a video that shows you how to actually do some animation in Fresco, but not like this fake animation? Because I'm not really animating here. I'm just changing a face, but keeping something the same. You can do actual really cool animations in Fresco, and it's super easy. There's a lot of built-in features. You should check out this video because you're gonna make some fun stuff. I just know it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.